opportunity and challenge of Indian fashion is, on the one hand, we're not able to fully make a transition into international Western ready-to-wear. We're not able to get into that system of what fashion is, which is about every season putting out a new idea of the body. And on the other hand, we're not fully able to embrace textiles in a way that actually can help that transition. So I think the importance, and why I think it's exciting for me to have curated a show like this, is that somewhere it allows us to actually create that conversation.
What is the new contemporary Indian fashion or textiles? What, let's say, happened with the Japanese in 60s and 70s, it's still not happened with us. And I think that's the vocabulary I'm trying to develop. And I went on to study weaving in England, and I wove for 3 years. And when I came back, I wanted to really push the whole out of studio weaving. Because I can't really do textiles on paper. There are some decisions you need to take immediately. It all started around 2008. The studio kind of started, and we got one weaver from Fulia, a village 3 hours from Calcutta, and it's just amazing. You really need to see the fabrics. Miyake has worked there. A lot of big design houses are working out of Fulia. So for 5 years, I only worked with Fulia textiles, which were woven in my studio. So what we used to do is, we used to do sample sets at the studio, then we'll edit them and we'll decide what we want to use, and then we'll send them to production. It controls your quality. It really is design. I'm trying to bring about a new aesthetic visually, and which is very experimental. It's process based, it's a little academic, it's very open-ended. So when I start, I have reference points, and I don't know really where we're gonna, end.
These woven textiles were phenomenal, the colorways were good, the combinations of fabrics and how the metallic also wove together with the cotton and the silk was quite amazing, because it wasn't just handloom tradition, and therefore it's amazing to see that if we have to innovate, how we can bring different craft traditions of India and put them together, because a silk sari is a silk sari, but to do cotton, silk, hand woven personally by him, also jersey, also metal. It was amazing. I thought extremely futuristic, innovative, a great textile exploration.
I've been working with handcrafted textiles for about 10 years now, and for the last 5-6 years I've been working with the traditional handcraft of Sujani, which is from Bihar. Over the period of time I've developed a vocabulary which I can call is my own. So basically what I do is I study the craft in detail and its strengths, and then try and mix it up or marry it with what inspires me as a designer. My basic inspirations, nature is my major fascination, and the new graphic media is also very exciting, because they do things which are very close to nature but very digital. So there are many different fascinations or inspirations that I have, that I put together with the strengths of the craft and create these products which are actually one-offs, and it is very hard to duplicate, and in fact it can't be duplicated by other machine or hand.
So I was using Parsi embroidery as my inspiration. Parsi embroidery is an amalgamation of few cultures, which is especially the Chinese, European, Indian and Persian. So I feel it's like the heritage of humanity. I've taken different motifs from the traditional embroidery and contemporarized it and put it in a more graphic form for the show.
I think there is a lot of interest and involvement in Indian textiles, but I think the importance of a show like this is really how do we take it to the next level. So, innovation within textiles, to showing commitment. So a lot of the 3 designers we showed actually have worked single-handedly in the crafts that they work with and showed here for 10 years. So the idea is also that, like vintage has become fashionable or a trend in home, textile today seems like to have become the new trend. But what next? Can we actually see commitment which also translates into business models where people work primarily with particular traditions and actually investigate responsibilities like sustainability for the craftspeople, employment generation, etc., so that textile is not just a lip service anymore.